Welcome to this special episode of Curtains Up, where we dive deep into the vibrant world of theatre and performance arts. Today, we're pleased to have with us a truly talented guest who embodies the grace and tradition of classical Indian dance, Kathak, a dance form that seamlessly blends intricate footwork, elegant movements, and expressive storytelling. In this episode, we'll explore the intersection of tradition and innovation, the philosophy of the Natya Shastra, and the enduring magic of Kathak as both a classical and contemporary art form. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Chandrayee Bhattacharya to the podcast. Ms. Chandrayee, welcome to the show. We are thrilled to have you with us.
Thanks, Rohan. I am really excited, and it's a great step that you are taking, bringing our classical dance form to our audience. And everybody in this world need to know more about our classical dance form, what us artists really want to perform and teach. We want to tell people to be knowledgeable about our art.
Exactly. It's just awesome to have such an experienced Kathak dancer join this podcast, and I really hope you're doing well today.
Yes, I'm great, excited.
Okay, let's start right away with some questions regarding Kathak dance. So, for my first question, could you share your journey into Kathak dance? What inspired you to pursue it professionally?
I grew up in a family where classical dance, music, instruments are a regular routine. And then I figured it out that yes, dancing is my thing, and my mom, I have to thank her. She encouraged me to go to the classical music, classical dance, and personally growing up, I never quit dancing. I am very, very fortunate that I got the opportunity to learn from the pioneers, the maestros, and still I am dancing. I did thousands of workshops, I teach, and I have been judged. I've been really fortunate. So from childhood, I felt I really love dancing.
That is so cool, and also just very inspiring. Must have been a lot of hard work and dedication, I'm sure.
Oh yes, my mom used to take me 2 hours of bus ride to the class, 2 hours bus ride back to home, and twice a week. And at a middle schooler also, I had a lot of homework, but I felt like this is for me. I was very, very passionate. I remember in summer, we are practicing because we have a show coming up, 4 hours, 5 hours.
It just reminds me of I'm also in drama, right? It's what pursued me to start this podcast. And I completely get what you're saying because right before a performance you just start working,
Absolutely.
and it just gets to a point where you just love what you're doing.
Yes.
So I completely get it, and yeah.
And when you started learning, 30 students are dancing. In my childhood, I want to be the best. So slowly, how the progress happens. My Gurujis, I started it of course as a new dancer, and then in the second line, and then the first line. So I always wanted to be in the first line, even in the performance. I wanted to show him, I don't know I'm in the best, but I know I am completely satisfied what I have learned and what I am teaching. This is something, it comes from inside. Any art form, if you are not really passionate and you are not dedicated, you basically are not fulfilling your dream.
Absolutely. Speaking of your journey and how you went on through time, how has your understanding of Kathak evolved over time, both as a performer and as a storyteller?
Okay, what is Kathak? Everybody knows Kathak is a storyteller, but how it came? In our mythological history, it's called Lava and Kush, Rama's son. They used to go and door to door telling the story of Rama. So that's the way it started, and they actually telling the stories. And if you know about the drama. So when you are telling a story or expressions, your eyes need to be so catchy, so the other person who is listening to your story, he feel the story. So Kathak has started that way. Historically, Kathak in Natya Shastra, our classical dance, is fifth Veda. And that the way it's the Veda. Everybody says how it's evolved, how he wrote down. So mythologically, a brief history about this one. All our god and goddess, when they were very, very stressed, they actually wanted to do something art form. They went to Brahma and told them, can you create something that is fun and we want to do and learn about this one? Then Brahma called Bharat Muni to write down the Natya Shastra. And Bharat Muni then went to Shiva, wrote down and presented to Shiva. Shiva said, everything is good, but this is just a story. Can you add some music and dance into it? So people think Tandava actually came from Shiva's dance because Shiva is a dancer, but it's not. Then Shiva told Tanu Muni, do some dance, so it became a perfect drama with the music and dance. Tanu Muni actually wrote down this one, kind of where I classify dance and drama, music together. That's the way our Natya Shastras evolved.
So there were just so many moving parts of the evolution of the Natya Shastra. Like we went from the gods wanting art. They went to Brahma, which went to Shiva. Oh no, which went to Bharat Muni, then went to Shiva, and then Shiva went to another person. And
the dance form, actually, that's what we get. Shiva is the creator, but we are missing in this, right? The Tanu Muni, he added the dance form. That's the fifth Veda. But adaptations and evolution happens on everything. In Rajasthan and Gujarat area, nomads used to go door to door and do singing and dancing. So by research, we have seen that's the missing link. And then Kathak started. As you know, is evolved with the different era. First, it was completely worship dance. Then when the Muslim era started, all Kathak is entertainment part became on that point. So then our maestros, the gurus, they said, we don't want to lose our real form. So that's the adaptation happened. My genre is Lucknow Gharana and Banaras Gharana. So I have seen a complete two differentiation, how it mix match with things, and whatever we have right now is the best form. I never say that any other form cannot dominate the one that what we are doing. So when we are perform, I am also, I mentor in the pageantry and everything. So the thing is, while doing that one, I have seen people are coming with like a social issues. It can be domestic violence. It can be global warming. It can be peace. So that become our language as an artist, not losing our traditional dance form, but it can be adapted to any way.
I see. That's just really cool in general.
I have done workshop with flamenco dancers. Our classical dance form would be in a tal. When say in the hand, we call tat. When you're doing a footwork, we call tatka. This is the language we speak. That is our terminology. And then they created a new dance form. In our thing, like a tintal, we have the 8 beats, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we come up in the cycle on the end, and they start from that cycle to that. It's just a flip of thing, but it's so much similarity. So of course,
that is just like in general really cool, and just like in general like how you described it as well. It just sounds fun.
It's fun. That's right. Any art form, it can be influenced, but the main thing is become more and more rich.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about how Kathak builds off of the Natya Shastra, right? And this reminds me of the Natya Shastra serves as a foundational text for Indian classical arts.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think its principles manifest in Kathak dance?
Look, this is the way I think about how, if you go to the Natya Shastra, we have 8 dance forms, right? Everything is rich. Mostly for the Kathak, you are doing a drama when you are connecting to our audience. Like when you are tapping a feet and you are putting your drama or your expressions, you are connecting with the audience. Finally, when you come back, I'm saying this is my language. Like if I say, and every segment has a name. Right? If I say Ahmad, tatatay, 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 tati tatatay, ati tatatay, tay tatay, tatay, tay tatata, ek, do, teen, char, panch. My audience is kind of mesmerized. They don't know the language. But think about it, if I'm performing globally, they don't know the language. That's the language of the dance. It can be so connected with the performers and the audience. I call that their manifestation.
Yeah, I agree. The just like the ability for art to reach across language barriers. It doesn't matter what language you're speaking. It matters how you portray it to the audience, right? You can have
100%.
yeah,
100%.
you
Think
can
about this. In Kathak, we, with the Lord Krishna, we have so many rhythmic compositions and everything. When I go to the stage, I explain what I'm going to act. And then I am saying that mostly in Hindi. But I never ever felt my audience is not connected with me.
yeah, I just completely agree. It is the ability for art to completely just completely eliminate how our like barriers are usually at work, right? I can understand how it must feel performing through to many people, and like, at least half of them or maybe more may not understand what you're saying. And even then you still have an awesome reception. So just like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because
And then this reminds me of one last thing with
uh-huh,
how we're crossing through language barriers.
uh-huh.
If you could convey one message, just one, to audiences through Kathak, what would it be?
I want to tell my audience that in Kathak, feel the bhakti, the rich mythological aspects of our dance. This dance form throughout the time become much more beautiful with the every aspects of a classical dance form. So we can say this dance form is a piece of art.
Exactly. And that is all the time we have for this episode today. To all our viewers, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this episode with our very special Miss Chandrayee.
Thank
And
you, Rohan. Thanks for this opportunity. And I really appreciate you are doing this podcast of the Kathak. From all Kathak dancers and from all my gurus, my heartful thank you to you and to my audience.
absolutely no problem. That is going to be my job for a very long time. And to my viewers, I will see you next episode.
Thanks, Rohan.